would say it's something I've thought about every single day since the age of 13, and now I'm 35, which is pretty crazy to think about just how much of a life has been spent pondering that. But I think for me it was so difficult because I love the church. One of the classic stories usually used to talk about it is one of the Old Testament stories about two cities called Sodom and Gomorrah, where God kind of rained down fire and judged these cities. And I do remember those things were taught in Sunday school with quite graphic pictures. You know, that really was quite harrowing. And I suppose those kind of things don't really leave you as you become a teenager. You think back to those Sunday school memories and think, gosh, you know, this is the thing they talked about at Sunday school. This is scary. I must be a really bad person.
Isaiah 46, verses 3 and 4. Even when you are old, I will be the same. Even when your hair has turned grey, I will take care of you.
I've always kept a diary since I was really little. And I've noticed, looking back at my diaries, that they all had private, keep out, top secret written on them. It's quite painful, actually, to see the things I was struggling with and just how fractured I was, and the constant apologies I would make to God. When I was 13, I was just beside myself, sobbing into my bedroom carpet, saying to God, you know, you've got to take my life away. I can't actually handle this. Like, I can't be a Christian and gay. These things don't work in my family, in my universe, in my world. At one point when I was 15 or 16, I was at a conference and they said people should come forwards if they were struggling with something that they couldn't cope with, and they wanted to be free from. And so I went forwards at this meeting and had people lay hands on me and pray very loudly and shout and tell the devil to, get out. And that, I think, can really fracture you as a teenager, sort of psychologically fracture you and make you think, actually, the feelings I'm having aren't my feelings, they're demonic feelings or the devil's feelings inside me. The place I felt most happy, the place I felt most at home, was actually on an aeroplane, 30,000 feet up. So I actually felt a lot of peace when I was flying, because I felt like we were all in between, and in between was easy. But when I landed, there was never really a sense of home. I really turned to, I think, trying to be the perfect student and the perfect Christian to try and make up for it. Made sure I got straight A's, made sure I got into Oxford. After Oxford, I got signed to EMI, which required a move to Nashville. You're my God, you're altogether lovely. Which, as you can imagine, is an incredibly conservative culture. I was imagining when I moved to America it would be slightly more open-minded, and it actually felt like really going back in time. So suddenly I found myself in an environment that was even less conducive to me coming to terms with my sexuality, and there were billboards everywhere on the highways, you know, offering conversion therapy, reparative therapy to fix people. I am afraid because my livelihood has been based on working within that conservative Christian culture. My life has been about writing these songs that the church sings. They pay royalties when they sing them, and that pays my rent and puts food on the table. So once I've spoken out about this, I doubt very much whether those churches will sing those songs. If one of those teenagers could just see more people standing up and saying, actually, it's okay. You know, the Bible, which I love and I've studied in depth, you know, it doesn't actually say what we think it says about human sexuality. We've got a lot of it wrong. And I just hope there can be a message of hope to those young people to be who they are, to know that that's okay and that God loves them exactly the way they are.